What's up guys, this is Alex. Thanks for checking out my channel. Today I'm heading up to Wisconsin to help my buddy Adam detail his Supra. It's pretty cool. I've never actually gotten a chance to work on his Supra, and I'm pretty excited to actually get involved with his project and check it out. There's a car show next week that we are all gonna go to down here in Illinois, and we're gonna get his car cleaned up so it looks nice and good for the show. Hopefully we can get this all done in one day. We are gonna have a couple other buddies helping us out to get it cleaned up. So we're gonna try to go through all the details of, doing some, clay bar, light paint correction, polishing, waxing. So I'm optimistic we can get it all done in one day, but we'll see how things go. It's about late morning now. So let's get on the road. Okay, I just arrived at Adam's house, so get out there. I think they're already washing cars, so let's get out there and check out what's going on. We're vlog, baby. Double vlog.
This is real life.
This is Adam. He is a longtime old friend.
Hey.
And we got Sam here, his compadre on the JDM MKE channel.
Joey!
We got Joel here. He's washing his own car. Apparently that's the thing to do today.
We're all washing all of our cars.
Oh, nice.
Somebody missed the Supra wash.
You watched Supra already?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's get in there and check that thing out.
Check it out.
Stefan.
What up?
So Joel has this beautiful M3. What year is it, Joel? 2010 M3. And what red is this? I forgot. Melbourne red.
Melbourne.
And Joel is one of the only other people I know that has dived into personal detailing as much as I have. So Joel, how many days you spent detailing this thing? It was like 2 weeks, right?
It was like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Probably like 8 hours on each door.
And you did paint correction on everything, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, so that's exactly the type of stuff that I was doing, as well as spending days on end on my car doing paint correction and going through every panel, looking for all the little scratches and everything. And I mean, it works really well and looks beautiful. So I don't know if we're gonna be able to do all that today. We're gonna make it as clean as possible.
The last thing I'm getting is an excuse from a person who showed up an hour late.
Yeah, I did show up an hour late.
That's the last thing I'm getting.
I blame Stefan for that.
He will stay.
It's not my fault at all.
He will stay another hour to finish the job. That's final.
That's fine. So Joel and I have been looking at Adam's paint, and it doesn't look too bad, but there are some spots that were kind of like, I don't know if they're gonna show up on camera, but there are some scratches on the door, light scratches. There's some interesting work on the fender here, which is, I don't know if it's coming up on camera. Got a scratch in the back. So we're gonna see how much work it'll take, but first impressions feel like it's not gonna be too bad. His paint just seems kind of dull and lightly scratched. I mean, it was probably fairly taken care of. We don't really know the complete ownership history. Since this is a import from Australia, he's put a lot of work into it to freshen it up and make it look nice. He redid his wheels. Those look really good. They already washed the car, so we are going to start doing a light clay bar and see how the paint looks after that. So Adam was just telling me about about the history of this car and like what it's been through. Apparently it was hit in the front.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the specifics of it, obviously, because I just bought the car, sight unseen from a different country. I tried to look into like the car VX report from Japan. Unfortunately, it left before that was a thing. So I think it was like around 2005 or something like that. So the car was already in Australia at that point. Then what I tried to do is get some information like from the Australian side, which I wasn't really able to get anything from there either. There's like the bottom like radiator support that has like a little bend in it. So I think this corner something came down. I still have like the original core support and everything, so I don't think that was replaced. But the front lower control arm, that was also messed up because that had like junkyard numbers written on there, so that was a replacement part. The fender liner was gone. This headlight was like toast that they had like glued back together, and yeah, but I mean, and it also just fitment issues like the hood here, these latches, and I think what it would take is me getting a new bumper cover, which kind of is in the plan anyway because I hate these holes.
Yeah.
And you know, this thing has its issues. This is repainted. It's got chips in it.
I mean, for the most part, it's pretty clean though. I mean, you can't really tell the accident damage. It's not super noticeable. So
No,
I mean,
like I said, like from, I don't know, 5 feet away, it looks very clean.
right, a 5-foot car.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can turn that into a 1-foot car today.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Cool.
It's only gonna get better. Refinement. That's where we're at.
Well, there's definitely a lot of stuff that Joel and I are pulling off with the clay bar. So what we're doing is we're just spraying down with like with chemical guys, it's this clay lube solution. It's just pretty much a 50-50 alcohol and water dilution, maybe with something else in there, some scent, obviously it smells good, and just rubbing it down, you know, spraying that down, making sure the clay is lubricated, and then rubbing it down like Joel's doing right here, just to kind of take all the imperfections. We're kind of doing a quick job. I mean, the paint isn't really that bad. There are some things we're seeing as we're walking around it and getting deeper into it, but overall it looks pretty good. It just looks tired, needs a little bit of love, so hopefully we can get that done today. All right, so we just finished clay barring the car, and the paint looks significantly better. You can definitely see some imperfections in the paint a little better, depending upon where the light is, of course, because you know that's always the telltale sign. But just taking a look, you can see it. There's definitely some swirling going on. I walk down, you can see it in the light scratches. If you look at where the LED is. So this was able to kind of open up the paint a little bit and show us what's going on with it. There is some clear coat errors on the spoiler. Curious to see how that's going to turn out when we do some buffing. But otherwise, not too bad. So the cars are sold, and you know, the condition that he bought it in, it's pretty good. So I'm pretty positive that we're gonna be able to get a lot of this out with a light buffing and hopefully seal it in for future car shows. What'd you say? Let's get that on camera again.
I'd like you to know that's legally binding, and I will go to jail for it happily.
Sam, tell me about your car a little bit. Let's go over and check it out.
Okay.
Sam has a GS 430. What year is it?
2001. 2001. First year of the 3UZ, the first year of the 4.3 liter V8.
Oh, that's right. I forgot this thing had a V8. That's so sick.
Yeah. It's badged as an Aristo because I like Japanese cars. People yell at me because it's not an Aristo. Aristo never came with a V8. It's also left-hand drive, which I don't think they ever made a left-hand drive Aristo. But
Who cares?
lowered, it's just got lowering springs. It's got Supra twin turbo brakes.
Yeah, these are
Front.
massive. And those Koenigs look really good too.
Yeah, Koenig, I think Decagram.
Okay.
18s. 18 by 9.5.
Nice.
Front and 10.5 in rear.
Looks like a pretty decent offset too. I like the lip on there.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I would have liked it more concave, but I wanted them to fit.
Yeah.
Still
That looks
got
good.
a 295 tire on the back. So that's
Does it really? Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I made these two. Otherwise, the rest of the car's pretty stock. But
You
I
made
like-
those?
Yeah, those are wing. Yeah, I made those wing risers. It's an OEM spoiler. I always thought it looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
It actually does have a nice, it fits the lines of the car obviously, and it has a nice curve up.
Right.
But the way it sits, factory, this is just straight on the trunk, and the trunk has a little bit of a downturn to it.
Right.
So there's like no aggression to it whatsoever, and I'm sure that was on purpose so it doesn't have any drag.
Right.
But I liked how it looked, but I thought it would look nicer being a little bit more aggressive, and so I took inspiration from one of my favorite cars, the ST205 Celica GT4. They have what is a factory Celica wing, like a factory Celica ST or GT wing, but they have those giant riser blocks on them to lift them way up for, you know, race use, and they angle it way forward and stuff. So I wanted to do a version of that, but not go crazy.
What did you make this out of?
It's ABS plastic with steel tube inserts for structural stability.
Wow, cool. Yeah, it looks great. Good job. This is the same front that the Aristos had, right? Pretty much?
Yeah, visually they're all the same other than the Toyota badges.
Okay. Wow, super cool. Well, that's Sam's car. Just want to take a look. Thank you for showing me and explaining, because I know nothing about Toyotas. I'm a Honda boy, so I can't talk about anything when it comes to these things, but that's what we got Sam for, and Adam. They're the Toyota masters. Okay, so next we're going to polish the car. We're going to start with a cutting compound, and what I'm going to be using is M105 from McGuire's. It's a ultra cut compound that's pretty common to use to get rid of scratches and, you know, paint imperfections, that sort of thing. And then if we need to, we're going to finish out with ultra finishing polish, the 205, polish it up that way. And then most likely what we'll do, Joel, I think you have the same thing. We're going to be doing the Hydro Slick, right? This is what you're planning to use, Joel?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to do the Hydro Slick ceramic coating, which is a hyper wax. It's kind of a ceramic coating and a wax in one. It's very gel-like, but it dries really nicely and it's pretty easy to take off. So that's our steps. Joel is starting already going on the hood. What are you using, Joel? Quick, just to go over. You have a similar
Chemical Guys B32. So
He's using that.
Very similar to the McGuire's 205.
Yeah. So we're just kind of going in with an ultra cut compound, high cutting compound to just get rid of the scratches, and so we can see what kind of polishing work we can do from there.
I always felt like I was like screwing it up by just like.
No, so you got a lot of product right there because we like laid it all out. So that's a ton of compound.
And it's okay if the pad isn't like saturated, like.
It doesn't have to be
'cause
super
I
saturated.
just feel like it doesn't have that. You know, when it
this is-
starts, it's all hard. You
This
know.
is conditioner. You can put an extra spritz of this on there.
Oh, okay.
It'll prevent a little bit of heat buildup from happening.
Okay.
But yeah, you got all that compound there, so the pad, it's not going to be like burning your clear coat. But start on lowest speed because we got to spread this out first. Otherwise, you start on high, you're going to fling it all over the windshield and stuff.
Okay.
And then you just got to get it moving slowly. And now you're just kind of spreading it out.
And across that.
Now we'll bump it up. Once you just start to see the polish starts to really disappear, and you kind of work all that compound through, eventually it's gonna like start to almost turn to like dust.
But
Yeah.
that's an okay spot for it to be at.
Yeah, I mean, probably could make a few more passes maybe because I can still see a little bit of it, but you could also just buff it right off with a
Just
clear
a-
microfiber right now too. And if you just see what the result looks like, you can decide if you want to,
Keep going
do more
there.
passes next time, or if it looks pretty good and clear. I mean, the more passes that you keep going and going, you're going to start to build up a little bit more and more heat.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like you don't want to take it so far that you get to the point where you would burn your clear coat. Now, granted, this is a random orbital, so it's moving around in that pattern to help prevent the heat buildup.
Dissipate the heat.
Yeah, so it's not as bad as just a pure rotary tool.
Yeah.
So it's going to be more forgiving, but again, you still just want to be
So
be
this
careful
can
that you
move.
keep moving.
Just when you say random orbital, it can move in any direction.
It's
And
like-
does it have to do with the pressure you apply, or?
Yeah, you don't want to apply much pressure. Like let the
Pad do
let
the
the
work.
pad do the work. But yeah, it's not just going in a pure circular motion. It's like
It's like a gyro, almost like where it's like,
yes, it's like an oblong circle, I guess. Versus like this little guy, if you're doing the detail stuff, this is just going to be pure rotary. So it's just spinning. So if you're doing the detail stuff, you got to make sure that you keep this moving, because if you stay in a spot long enough, it'll start to heat the paint up. So
Okay.
it's great for all these little detail stuff, but you just got to make sure you don't sit on the clear coat for a while in one spot.
Joel did a way better explanation than I could ever done with that.
seeing with it. Yeah.
We're gonna get Adam doing his first pass here.
I hate that you're watching me.
No
do
fear.
this The first time, yeah.
No fear.
Well, don't worry. I have no clue what I'm doing, but we'll
Give a little
one.
spritz.
Give
Yep.
like a single spritz.
Right, you don't have to do too much.
Okay. I am an expert, so that's how I do it.
Yeah, and then once it's spread, like do a little pass like that, and then I will speed it up with
Give her the beans.
the beans, yeah. Is that as fast as it goes?
No.
Probably do, yeah, just do like one more pass each way, and then, There you go. So we just finished the hood. Came out pretty good, I think. It looks, I don't know, I can't really see a lot of scratches in it. Paint's pretty glossy. I'm pretty optimistic, Adam, that this is gonna come out pretty well, at least in the front end. So I know you've been working over here. What do you think about how's it been going back over by the right rear?
I mean, it's okay. I just feel like the paint quality is an issue.
Yeah.
Because like there's like back by this window, like you see here. Like if you can get the light right, see this right here. This is like all like kind of orange peel. Can you see it?
I can see it, but it's tough to pick up on camera.
Yeah, and if you
Yeah, I can see it
can
now.
get it like right here, where it's like you're just not gonna fix that, I don't think.
I can see that, yeah. It's almost like there was a paint, there's like a tape line right here or something.
Something. But yeah, I think really the things that bother me are things that are related to the paint job.
Yeah, so we're like it's just it's a slow process and it takes time. Each little section takes time, so we are working through it and hopefully we can get through this cutting section soon and then we can move on to the next.
A few moments later.
All right, update. So it's about 6:30 and we have been grinding pretty hard on this thing for the last 5 hours. We are coming to a close. We probably got another half hour left of actual polishing. We are only doing so far the first stage, like cutting compound polish. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do a second stage polish just because of the time frame. You know, by the time we finish this stage, it's going to be close to 7 o'clock and we still have to apply some sort of wax. So I don't know, Adam, how you're feeling about that, you know, comfort level to the point where, you know, if we had multiple days to do this, we could do another stage polish, we could do more paint correction. You know, there's things that we have like seen in the paint that we feel like maybe imperfections, like with the actual paint job. This thing was resprayed at one point. You get super crazy with doing paint correction, every little scratch, every little thing, but it just takes so much time and we just don't have it. Adam, if you're comfortable, I think, you know, we finish up the stage polish and then we move on to doing the actual hyperwax.
I think that sounds good.
So the hyperwax we can put on and it's something that will wear over time, but it's going to last a while. We're just trying to make, you know, improve the current look of it and make it look good on the road for now.
Chemical Guy's gonna sponsor us for all this?
Yeah, Chemical Guys, please sponsor.
Actually, they are sponsoring me because you guys brought everything.
Yeah, right. So that's the plan as of right now. And Adam is currently removing his emblem fell off.
Got a little close there.
And now we have adhesive. That's
So I'm glue gunning it, waiting, glue gun, wait, and then I'll go back over polish.
Yeah. So that's the current update. It's getting late and we need to keep moving so that we can get this done before it's the middle of the night. Joel's back with this big old light. he's inspecting our work right now.
Ooh, this looks good.
We had a lot of trouble with some random spots, but there's some weird paint imperfections going on. But yeah, we did the best we could. You know, we don't have enough time to do a second stage of polishing. That's the thing. We just finished this. It's 7:30. It took an extra hour or half an hour longer than I thought, and now we still have to put the wax on. So, for what it is, I think I'm pretty happy with how it came out. Silver is tough. Silver is impossible. We've determined. This is the first silver car I've ever done, and it's like tough to find your compound. It's tough to find what you're working on. You can't see anything. But if there's something, Joel's gonna find it. We all we know that. Yeah, there's a weird paint. See this like yeah. I went over that several times and it didn't budge. It's really strange. It almost seems like it's like a paint imperfection or something because it's also on the other side.
Could be.
But otherwise, so far pretty happy. Joel seems to be happy with it, so that's a big plus. Next, we're gonna do the hyper wax after a short break, and hopefully we can be out of here in an hour and a half. We'll see.
How many hours later are we? I don't even know.
7 hours, at least.
So,
Yeah.
7:30 p.m.
7:30 p.m. So with this hyper wax, we need to apply it with an applicator pad after cleaning off the paint. What we just did is wipe down the car, remove any dust, remove any compound that's left over. And kind of the next step is what you want to do is spray a little isopropyl alcohol and water, or maybe like a prep spray. You spray it down, kind of wipe the surface clean, and then you take a blue applicator pad, such as this, microfiber, and then you put a coat of the, you put a few little dots onto the actual pad and spread it thin, very thinly over the paint, and let it dry. There we go.
Couple of dots.
Couple of dots.
Circular motions here.
Oh, I'm gonna do crosshatch.
What are you laughing at?
My drop fell off. I had 3 little drops.
Sometimes you lose a drop.
One just.
It is very strange. It's a very gel-like
Well, it's very
consistency.
slippery. It slides on here.
Yeah, yeah. The good thing is we can all do this. So I'm gonna get to work too. I actually have a bottle of the same stuff because I've used it as well, and I'm gonna get going on the hood here, and we'll check back in later.
A few moments later.
So we just finished, and it looks pretty good. Shout out to Joel for coming back and helping us apply the hyper wax. It probably only took what, like half hour to do that whole car? With 3 people. Adam's wiping it down. We were both applying, and yeah, it looks pretty good.
Silver's like that car color that's like, I'm not boring enough to get a beige car, but I'm still boring.
7 hours of fun. What do you think, Adam? You happy?
Loving it.
I can't believe we got it all done in one day. I'm shocked that we got it all done in one day. A lot of work, but next week's car show. I'm sure you're excited to bring your car to a car show, all cleaned up
I'm excited.
and driving for once.
And I just want to see all the supers that are there. Honestly,
Yes.
Because like it's primarily just a super show.
Yeah.
So
Sound Performance car show. In what is the? It's right outside of O'Hare. It's right around O'Hare area. How do you end your videos?
thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. That's classy. I'm gonna end it here. If you like what you saw today, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching.